Hi guys, this is Dupes the Genius. I am your tutor and a founder of Genius Tuition Institute. Now, this is 2020 and we are going to proceed as nothing has happened. So, we are now going to tackle one of the simplest items or topics in mathematics, especially on your grade, guys. That is grade 10. So, guys, product. What is a product? Let's start first by defining this concept. A product is the output that you get when you multiply two or more factors. So, say for an example, we have 2. It's 2 multiplied by 3. That gives us 6. It gives us 6, guys. Now, what is this? 2 numbers. What are these 2 numbers? They are called the factors. Whereas this one is called a product. Now, that is why I say that this is the input, and that is the output in this process. So this gives us that. We can also factorize. We multiply this to get the products, and then from the product we can also go back. So let's start first with finding the product. Now, in a polynomial, we have different types of polynomials or expressions, and the first one is called a monomial. Mono means one. Now, a monomial is an expression having one term. Binomial, bi means 2, tri means 3, quad means 4, penta means 5, hexa means 6, hepta 7, octa 8, and then nano is 9, and then deca is 10, guys. So say now, if you have any word starting with those prefixes, you must know that they denote a certain number. So guys, let us start first with a monomial. We have 2x multiplied by 3y. Now, what is the output? Here we have 2 factors, and then the output will be 6xy. How did we get this output? The first thing that we do, guys, is to multiply the numerals. We have the numerals. This is the numerical coefficient. The numerical coefficient of x is 2, and of y is 3. Now, this is called the literal coefficient because it is denoted by a letter, x and y. The literal coefficient here is x, whereas the numerical coefficient here is 2. Numeral number, literal letter. It is self-explanatory, guys. Now, you start first by multiplying the numerals, and then this gives you this. The output becomes 6. And then you move to the next, which are this multiplied by that. X multiplied by y. These are 2 unlike terms. Then their product will always be xy, guys. Then that is why we got this. This is the output, guys. So when you multiply a monomial multiplied by a monomial monomial, the output becomes a monomial. Sometimes they will ask you that question, is it true or false? When you multiply a monomial by a monomial, you get a monomial. That is true. So guys, let's move on. Our aim and objective is to find how we are to multiply a monomial and a monomial, which is the first thing that we did. Now, let's take another monomial. Let's take 2x. 2x multiplied by 3x. Now, here we are going to involve what we call the exponents. But first of all, let us start using our method. We start first by multiplying the numerals, and that will give us 6. We multiply x by x. Now, x is the same as x to the power 1, and then multiplied by x to the power 1. What do we know? The first law of exponents says when you multiply powers of the same base, what do you do to the exponents, guys? You add. Multiplication of the powers, you add the exponents. So this will be x 1 plus 1, and that gives you x to the power 2, guys. That is how it should be. When you multiply powers of the same base, you add the exponents. Now, the opposite is also true. When you divide powers of the same base, you subtract the exponents. So guys, let's do it. This is 6, then x to the power 1 by x to the power 1. That gives us x to the power 2. That is also a monomial. Now, the statement is true. When you multiply a monomial by a monomial, you get a monomial. Yes. So, let's move on. Now, we get to a monomial multiplied by a binomial. Let's take this. This is a binomial multiplied by a monomial. How do we do that? How do we do this? Let's take 2x and then 3x plus 2. How do we do that? Now, bracket, according to Bodmer's, bracket means multiplication. We solve that which is within the brackets first. We simplify that if it is simplifiable. So, if not, we move outside the brackets. Is it simplifiable? Nope. Then we get outside. What do we have to do? To get rid of the brackets, we have to multiply, guys. Each and every term that is inside this bag of brackets, then you multiply it by this which is outside. Meaning, everything that is inside this bag or brackets, then it is affected by that which is outside the bag. Yes. If you put somebody in a bag and then take a shambok, you shambok, then he will get hurt. That is what it is explained here, guys. Yes. So we shambok these two using these shamboks. This shambok that one, and then it gives us, look, 2 shambok 3, and then it gives us 6. Because this shambok, which is multiplication, hey, it means multiplication. 2 by 3, that gives you 6. X by x, x squared. When you multiply powers of the same base, what do you do to the exponents? you add the exponents. Add the exponents, guys. This good. Then you move to the next. By moving to the next, what do we do? This is 2x multiplied by 2. Positive gives you positive. And remember, when you multiply two like signs, you get a positive because they are like signs. It's a positive. That is that if you multiply two unlike signs, you get a negative. If you multiply two like signs, you get a positive. But if you multiply two unlike signs, you get a negative. Positive, negative, positive, negative. Yes. Two like signs, positive. Two unlike signs, negative. Positive, negative, positive, negative. You see? So this is simple as that. When you multiply like signs which are even, that is 2, 4, 6, 8, you get a positive. And if you multiply two unlike signs, you get a negative, guys. Remember that. Remember that. Thank you. So let's move on. This multiplied by that gives us 4 for x, because we have x to the power 0. It's x to the power 0 here, guys, because x to the power 0 is 1. 2 is the same as 2 multiplied by 1. Therefore, x to the power 0, then multiplied by x. You add 0 and 1, and then it will give you 1. Then that is why it will be x to the power 1. This by that simply is 2. X by 1 is x. That's it. Simple as that, guys. Now, we move to the third. The third one is, yes, let's change the color, because this one is going to be challenging. Challenging. It makes you have to box, guys. So, this is a binomial multiplied by a binomial. Binomial. So, what is a binomial? From bi, this means two. Nomials, numbers. Bi. Then, let's take this one. That will be 3x plus 2. And then this is a binomial. Then we multiply it by another binomial, which is, let's take another one. Let it be 2x minus 3. 2x minus 3. Then how do we deal with that, guys? Oh my God. Oh my God. Yes, let's do it. I give you two options, guys. I'm going to give you two methods on how to deal with this. You choose the method that suits your brain, guys, because everything is controlled by the brain. So let's do it. The first one is called the FOIL method. FOIL. First, outer, inner, last. The first is 2 and is 3x and 2x. We multiply this by that. That is your f. First, this by that gives you 6x squared. And then we move to outer. The outer ones are 3x and minus 3. Positive and negative always start with the signs, guys. Two unlike signs, what did I say? You get a negative. 3 by 3, it's 9, then x. Then you're done with this one because this multiplies that also. Now we get that is outer, FO. We said it is foil, foil, foil. So FO, we are left with I and L. What is I? Inner. Inner. Now what do? This is positive, positive. Now positive by positive, we get a positive. Two like signs, you get a positive. 2 times 2, x, that gives you 4x. And then L. L is the last. This is the last 2 terms. Positive and negative. Two unlike signs. What do you get? A negative. Then 2 times 3, that gives you 6. Now, after getting rid of the brackets, guys, what do? The next step is to collect like terms. Apples to apples, peaches to peaches, bananas to bananas. You see? So, x squared. We have 6x squared. Is there any other x squared here? Nope. Then we write it as it is. Negative 9x, positive 4x. Oh, these are x's. So when you have, these are called like terms. These are called like terms. This and that. They are like terms because they have the same numerical. That is the same variable. No, not numerical, but a literal coefficient. Yes, they are like terms. Now, when you deal with this, guys, in order for you not to make a mistake when it comes to signs, guys, what do? Check whether the signs are the same. Point number 1. If they are the same, you write the sign and add the digits. I repeat, if the signs are the same, you write the sign and add the digits. And add, simply and add, if the signs are the same. Now, what if they are not the same? If the signs are not the same, meaning they are different, you take the sign of the bigger digit and subtract. Simple as that. When the signs are the same, you write the sign and add. When the signs are different, you write the sign of the bigger digit and then subtract. That's it. Now, in this case, our signs are different. 4, 9. The bigger digit is 9. I take its sign, it's minus. And then, because the signs are different, we subtract. 9 minus 4 is 5. Then it will be 5x. And then, the last digit, is there any other like 10? No. Then that's it. Now, therefore, our final answer will look like that. This is when we use FOIL method. FOIL method. Now, we have another method. This is pure multiplication. Pirates. Yes. Ding, ding, ding. Right, let's check this. We have 3x plus 2 and then 2x minus 3. Here, guys, this is very, very, very interesting, guys. It's very interesting. I want to show you something. I will do it like that. Then we move. Let me show you. thing. You go down like this. This is your first move, and this is your second move. Let's start there. 3x multiplied by 2x, that gives you 6x squared. It's positive, positive, you get a positive. 2 like signs, you get a positive. 2 unlike signs, you get a minus. 2 by that gives you 6. This and that. We have the first and the last term there. So how do we get the middle term? Let me show you guys. You are now going to cross multiply. You are now going to cross multiply. Let's do that, guys. This by that and this by that. This term is that it's a positive by positive, you get 4x. Positive by negative, you get negative 9x. And then what do you do? Remember, when we were here, I said when you have 2 unlike signs, you concentrate, you take the sign of the bigger digit, write it there, and then subtract. That is the policy, guys. This is positive, negative. 9 is bigger than 4. Then we take a minus sign, and then we subtract the smaller from the bigger, then we get 5. Now, eventually, we got our answer. Our answer is, now we write them in descending order, from the highest to the lowest. From the highest to the lowest. To the lowest. Yeah? Yes. This is 6x squared. The exponent is the highest exponent. So then x, it's minus 5x. And then the last one is minus 6. Now look at this, guys. These are similar. They are similar, guys. Now, this is when you multiply a binomial by a binomial. So, guys, let us just recap what we did. Let us recap what we did. We do 1, 2, 3. When you multiply a monomial by a monomial, what do you get? You get a monomial. That is a policy. And in this case, what happens when you multiply a monomial by a binomial? You get a binomial. You get a binomial. It's a binomial because a binomial dominates a monomial. So when you multiply a binomial by a binomial, it depends. It's either you get 3-term expression, which is a trinomial, or a quadrinomial. What is a quadrinomial? Quad means 4. Therefore, a quadrinomial is a 4 expression. Yeah, it's a 4. It's a quadrinomial. It's an expression having 4 terms. Yeah, simpler put. That's it. So, guys, this is how we are going to make it happen, guys. And without any ado, I just want to do the last one. I will just erase this top one and then show you how we do this stuff. You can find a product of, say you have 2x minus 3y, then multiplied by a trinomial, guys. By a trinomial. Say you have 2x plus 3y minus 6xy. Say we have something like this. Normally they put this here, but it doesn't matter. So the first thing that you need to do is multiply this by that by that. Each and every term which is inside the brackets have to affect those who are inside the next bracket, guys. So what do? This multiplied by this, what do we get? We get 4x squared. Positive, positive, positive. Two like signs, you get a positive. Then positive and positive is also another positive. 2 by 3, 6, x by y, xy. Yes. So 2 positive by negative. 2 unlike signs, guys. It's a negative. Negative. Then to the numerals. 2 by 6 is 12. X by xy. Another xy. That is x to the power 2 because we have 2 x's. And then multiplied by y. And then we are done with the first phase. So, because here we are multiplying a trinomial, this is a trinomial. A trinomial by a binomial. So, the next step is to multiply this by that. Negative by positive, it's a negative, unlike signs. This by that, it's 6xy. This by that, negative, 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 positive, negative, and then 9yy, that is y squared. Negative and negative, that is a positive, two line signs. That is a positive. And then 3 by 6, that is 18, and then y, xy, then 2 y's, therefore it will be xy squared. Now, normally, we write this in terms of the alphabetical order. X comes before y, but even if it's y squared, x is the same as xy squared. That is how we do it, guys. So, now let's collect like terms, if any. For x squared, any other? Nope. xy squared, xy, yes. Then x squared, positive, negative. Now these are additive inverses. What do you get? You move 6 steps to the right, 6 steps backwards. You get 0. That is 0. Yes, that will be 0. And then negative 12 x squared y. Is there any x squared y? Nope. Then it's negative 12 x squared y. And then 6xy. We are done with it. Yes. This we are done with them. Then this is that. Then you're left with this. Any other like term? Nope. Any other like term? Nope. Therefore, the final answer will look like, yes, it will look like this, guys. When you add or subtract 0 to any, you will get that number. It's minus 2x squared y minus 9y squared, and then plus 18xy squared. Remember, these two are unlike terms. You can't add them up. A banana plus an apple remains being a banana and an apple. A banana plus an apple. That's it. So this is how we do it, guys. So, guys, what I want us to do is to go and complete this task. I am erasing everything because I know you have it. I know you have it, guys. Now I'm cleaning my board. Okay, right. Now let's do our task is as follows. Task for today. Yes, number 1. Find, let's do this. Find the product. The products of the following. Fine. Now let's start from where we began. We have a monomial multiplied by a binomial, minus 3xy plus 4x. That is a monomial by a binomial. And then the next step, we get a binomial 3x squared, yes, 3x squared minus 2y. Inside the brackets, we get another binomial. Let it be 4x minus 3y squared. And then, number 4. Number 4, we get another binomial. That is 3x minus 2y multiplied by 3x plus 2y. I like this. Be careful when you deal with this one. I want you to come with something that you noticed. Look at this. This is similar to that. This is similar to that, but you have different signs. I want you to go do your own, 4 of your own, which is almost similar to this. They must have this form. Similar, but different signs between them. And then multiply them. And then you'll notice something. We are going to talk about that tomorrow. So, yes, now number D. Number D, let's get a monomial. 2y minus 3x into 5x minus 3xy plus 7. Then the last one, 3xy minus 2z into 3xy minus 4xyz plus z. Now, I would like you to do this, guys. This will serve as your task. Remember, make sure that you send this to your Google Classroom. I'm talking to those who are registered at Genius Tuition School, their institute. So make sure that you send your answers to your back office, guys. Thus far, I have only one learner who did the right thing. Technology, guys. Let us use technology. You must know how to handle that because the world has changed, it has evolved, and now we are in the fourth industrial revolution. So Google Classroom is what I use. So go for it, guys. I would like you to be in the class the following day and make sure that you give your colleagues at school my details so that they can also benefit from this. Thank you, thank you, thank you. That is Tips the Genius, and hasta la vista, guys. Hasta la vista. This is it, guys. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And I also appreciate what you are doing. Let us create a lot of mathematicians. Let us create a lot of scientists. Thank you, guys. Ciao.